Hi, this is Isabel Florence, and you are listening to You Are Light podcast, a safe space where we talk about mental health and well-being. Hello, lovelies. Welcome back to the holiday special. Today is the second day where I'm going to share with you tips and tricks to prepare for the holiday. If you haven't seen episode where I talk about triggers, boundaries, reconnecting to your family members, dealing with political differences, and more, just go back. So the first topic I want to approach today, and something that can be very tricky during family gatherings and the holiday season, is disorders that we face when it comes to what we eat and our relationship to our bodies. I think most women deal with this, where our bodies are commented on a lot by family members. You lost weight, you gained weight. Oh, look how skinny you look. Oh, what happened? Why did you gain so much weight? Wow, you're looking chubby. Wow, you must be happy because you look skinny. Are you sure you want to eat that? Make sure you eat enough. You're not eating enough. Why are you not eating the carbs? Why are you eating the carbs? It's so crazy how much we allow people to comment on our bodies and the food that we eat as adults. Drives me mad. And it's something that a lot of us struggle with. So it's understandable why we don't put the boundary on the approaching of this topic, because we don't want to start a conversation about our disordered feeling towards it. First, we've got to start the process by being mindful, by being aware of how we feel about the foods that are going to be there, about what people might say about our bodies, about what people might say about what we're going to eat, about disordered thoughts that we might have. And again, let's be kind to ourselves and understand that these things are normal. There are pressures that have been put on us by society that are not healthy. And so it is natural to have a reaction. Your reaction is natural and valid. I think it's really important to practice mindful eating when it comes to the things that we indulge in during the holidays. And I say this because I think it's important for us to be able to indulge, to not suppress and limit what we can eat, but always approach the situation with kindness for yourself. I'm not going to overeat, not because of how it could make me look, not because of the fact that I might gain weight from it, but because I will probably feel uncomfortable if I do so. And the food is going to be there tomorrow, so I don't need to binge on it. So as we eat during the holiday period, let's be mindful. Let's take our time. Let's really enjoy the food that we're going to eat. Let's savor every flavor and texture. Let's practice gratitude for being able to enjoy this beautiful meal with our family. If you know that it might be tricky for you when you arrive to see a lot of food that you don't usually eat and that you will want to overeat, you can have a meal before you leave. You can eat something at home and arrive without being starving. Because if you're starving, your body's telling you, I need to eat a lot. You'll end up eating a lot. It's just normal. It's just what the body does. You can start eating your plate with the vegetables. Focus on the vegetables first and then eat everything else. That won't make you feel as heavy. And you should not punish yourself. You should not feel guilty. You should not feel bad about eating chocolate or having a lot of potatoes or bread. Whatever it is, it's not the end of the world. Your body will not change overnight because of what you eat that day. So you shouldn't want to punish yourself and eat very little after this meal, or go the other way and say, well, I ate something unhealthy, so I might as well eat everything unhealthy for a week and feel really bad about it. And then go to the other side and try to restrict. Let's approach this meal with love and kindness for ourselves, love and kindness for the food. Appreciate the food, appreciate your body and how it might feel, and allow yourself to indulge. It's Christmas. It's there for you to be able to eat foods that you love, that you don't usually eat. And when it comes to people commenting on what you're eating, be prepared. You know who's going to say what. Have an answer ready. Whether that's, I don't appreciate people commenting on what I eat. Whether that's, I'm listening to my body and this is what I want. Whether it's, I know my body better than you do and I can make the decisions myself. You're an adult and you deserve to be respected when it comes to how you live your life. It is your choice. Another topic that I want to approach today is victimhood. This is something that shows up in family dynamics a lot. Patterns of victimhood in family dynamics. Try to identify a way that you maybe perpetuate a victim mentality when it comes to your family. Again, you are an adult. You take responsibility for your own life and your own happiness. Shift the focus away from the family members. It's really tricky to recognize victimhood when it comes to ourselves. It's easy to see it in the other person. But when we're putting ourselves in that position, it's tricky to see. So stay aware and recognize it when it happens. Don't blame yourself too much, but just recognize that you have the responsibility, nobody else does, over your life. And recognize that there is a takeaway out of everything. You are putting yourself in a victim mentality because you are in a situation that you don't like. What can you do to change that situation? Is there anything that you have to do differently to get yourself out of that space where you feel like you are the victim? There probably is. Another thing that is really important to do is to identify limiting beliefs you might have about yourself. When you come into contact with this family dynamic, it is possible to reframe your narrative. It is possible for all of us to rewrite our story, focusing on our growth, on the things that we have changed ourselves, on our accomplishments, on the positive qualities we have as human beings. So you might want to, before you arrive at this family dynamic, to take some time and think of how can you rewrite your story? How can you embrace a more empowering narrative for yourself? Let go of the limiting self-beliefs because they might be fueled when you're with these people. You might feel worse about yourself. So you have to work extra hard to remind yourself of how much you've grown. Remind yourself of your current identity, very possibly different to the one that you had 10, 20, 30 years ago. Now let's talk a little bit about alcohol. This is another thing that is, in a way, similar to food. There is a possibility that alcohol plays a role for you in your family interactions. You possibly use it as a coping mechanism to feel more comfortable, more relaxed. But the truth is that alcohol can lead to interactions being more heated. You lose control of your emotional reactions. And so it might make it easier for you for a little while, but it might make every situation worse. So be aware of how much you're drinking. Be aware of the fact that it might be a coping mechanism. Drink some water while you're drinking your alcohol. You can even choose not to drink at all. And it might seem scary, but it brings a clarity to the dynamics as you step back and watch everyone getting drunk. It's quite interesting. Now let's talk a little bit about stress. It's very possible that you might feel more stressed during the holidays because your day-to-day routines that keep you level and grounded and healthy go out the window. So it's okay to indulge, it's okay to slow down, but keep some healthy habits in your life for that week or 2 weeks or however long you're going to spend not working. Because having these practices will support you in the interactions that you have. They will make you feel more secure of yourself. When you feel healthy, you feel more stable in your emotional capacity. So go for long walks. They are so nice in the cold. Just wrap up warm and go for a long walk with someone that you love, someone that you can exchange really meaningful conversation with. Make sure you are sleeping well, because lack of sleep really affects our emotional stability. And this is a time for you to rest and digest the year. It's a time to reflect on everything that you've done and prepare for 2024. So make sure you're resting. Manage your expectations when it comes to the holidays. We see these images of perfection, of beautiful tables where family gathers and the houses are all incredibly tidy and well decorated for the season, and the community comes together. Reality is not like what we see in the movies. So manage your expectations. Be aware that it's not going to be perfect. Don't get caught up in the small things as well. Remember of your priorities. It doesn't matter if the dinner that you make is perfect or not. It doesn't matter if you get the perfect present for the people that you love. The thing that really matters is the time with these people, is the connection, is the openness, is staying yourself, staying true. And if things go wrong, that's okay. Don't stress about it. It's not time for stress. It's time for digestion, relaxation. And if you are stressing with your financial situation, you feel like you can't buy the presents that you want to buy to the people that you love, that's okay. You can make something instead. Usually the most meaningful presents are the ones that we make. An example is a box with 50, 60, 70 reasons why you love someone. And take some time and be very specific. That will mean so much more than a really expensive present. It's a time of the year that can be difficult for people financially. So don't try to meet an expectation if that's not the right place for you. You are the person choosing to place the expectation. So just let go of it. And it's important to remember why we're there if we're in a family gathering, if we are with our loved ones. I talked a lot about the difficulties that we go through, the challenges that comes with spending time with our families. But there is some beautiful, beautiful things that come from it. People that live the longest are the people that are close to their families. They deal with these challenges, but they don't make it the center of the world. So focus on the beauty that comes from connecting with the people that you love, people that might be very different to you. For those people that you really struggle with, try to focus on their positive qualities. We all have positive qualities. And if you feel lonely during the holiday, I want you to first remember that you are not alone in that feeling. A lot of people feel that way, and a lot of people spend their holidays by themselves. I want you to make sure that you don't isolate yourself if you are spending Christmas by yourself. Make sure you get out of the house. Go to community events, go to church, go to a friend's house, and stay away from social media, because it's a really bad idea to go on social media if you're feeling lonely. The things that people are showing there are not reality. There's no point in comparing your reality to someone's curated photo book. So stay away from social media and tell others how you feel. That might be scary, but I have spent Christmas by myself in foreign countries, and I have told my friends that I would be spending it alone. And I can guarantee you, if you tell people, they will invite you to Christmas. And it's really beautiful to see the traditions of another family, to see the dynamics from a perspective of someone who is not part of it. Be kind to yourself if you are spending Christmas by yourself, and try to enjoy it. I've spent Christmas by myself before, and I created a new tradition of my own. I celebrated with champagne, and it was beautiful. I also cried And that was part of it. That was part of that beautiful moment that I was spending by myself. I hope you have a really lovely time. I hope you get to relax, to slow down, to practice self-care, to connect to people that you love, to enjoy food that remind you of your childhood. And I'll see you next year. I love you very much. Thank you for being here with me this year. I feel very privileged to have you here. I'll see you next year. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for listening. All the links are written down on the show notes, as well as resources for anyone struggling with their mental health. Don't forget to subscribe so you're notified when we release new episodes. Also, feel free to share our podcast with your friends and family. And if you'd like to get involved, explore our content, or support our work, visit our website www.yourlight.earth. That's yourlight.earth. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at u.r.light. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time.